Even when I was a child, you go outside. I've lived in multiple homes where we didn't have indoor plumbing. I'm 47 years old, and it's been happening all of my life.
Raw sewage in people's yards backing up into their homes, that's what people in Lowndes County, Alabama, have faced for years on end. But President Trump's goal to end DEI and environmental justice will halt a program that creates solutions for people in this community.
It's the first sign of hope that I had, to try to get some help. I feel bad because it would have helped, me and more people too.
Trump's Department of Justice ended a settlement with the Alabama Department of Public Health, requiring the state to help people install septic systems in Lowndes County. In Lowndes County, as well as in other parts of the Black Belt, the dense clay soil makes it difficult for septic systems to function, and most of the county is too rural for a traditional sewage system. Some residents have no way to deal with sewage and straight pipe waste from their homes into the ground. That waste ends up in people's yards where kids and pets play and then gets tracked back inside homes. Even people with septic systems still deal with waste backing up into yards and homes. Before the settlement, residents could face fines for not having adequate sewage systems on their properties.
It is critical, so it's critical. If you do a system in there, you got to take it out. You got to take it out and replace all that you take out. You got to replace it because the soil is just rotten. I would say it's just rotten,
Even when I was a kid, I remember we had to actually, on the backside of the house back here, we had to dig trenches all the way back in the woods to lay the pipe for the sewage to flow back there.
Even when I was a child, you go outside. I've lived in multiple homes where we didn't have indoor plumbing. And I would go up the street to play with the kids in the neighborhood. They would have these nice brick homes, but it was certain areas in their yards that we couldn't play in. Because even though they had that nice home, they had a septic system there, but it was failing. So you could see the raw sewage on the ground. So it's not something that just started happening. I'm 47 years old, and it's been happening all of my life.
But in 2023, the Justice Department under former President Joe Biden settled with the state health department, requiring it to conduct surveys and work with locals to improve sanitation. In exchange, the federal government would stop the investigation of the state they began in 2021 for potentially violating the civil rights of Lowndes County residents.
It's a wonderful program. It's absolutely a wonderful program. And I wish everybody that need it could get it. I just want other people to feel the relief that I feel. Don't have to worry. You don't have stinky odors. You can sit in the yard. You don't get sick from it. And when I heard about the program ended, I'm like, what is wrong with whoever ended it? What is wrong with them? They have no mercy on people that can't afford a separate tank. So I don't get that. That's a wonderful program.
The settlement was the first of its kind, the first to address an environmental justice issue under civil rights law. But the new administration said it wants to get rid of, quote, diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, and environmental justice initiatives in the government. Ending the sewage settlement is part of that. In response, Alabama's health department said it would continue helping to install septic systems until funds run out.
When we started doing this work, people weren't even saying anything about DEI. We didn't know what DEI was. To us, DEI is dignity, equality, and innovation for people in rural America to have access to sustainable sanitation. And the first time we ever heard it characterized as a DEI program was when the announcement was made by DOJ that they were ending the resolution.
I know they wrote me a letter saying that, that it was going to take time, just be patient because of the cutbacks and stuff. But they didn't tell me the program was ending. I guess I had to try to dig one myself if everything failed, because I'm going to have one.
Today, the Black Belt region is one of the poorest in the nation. 9 of the 10 poorest counties in Alabama are in the Black Belt, according to the University of Alabama. As of 2019, around 56% of Black Belt residents are Black and 40% are white, according to the state health department. Almost half of Lowndes County residents live in poverty. Local advocates tell AL.com that both Black and white residents experience problems with sanitation. For AL.com, I'm Maggie Kates.